In today's video, we're going to be discussing this right elbow move which kills amateurs, kills golf scores, and a few really simple ideas as to where it comes from and how you can go about fixing it. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. So what is this right elbow move all about? That kills us so much, and it's when this right elbow wants to move away from us on the way down. So it has a few really big destructive moves. When we move away from us on the way down, it's going to start to influence the golf club to work over the top. So big pulls, big slices can be seen here, and also if we see the golf club work over the top, we can also push the strike location from the center closer towards the hosel. For you guys who are out there shanking it, not sure why, have a look at this right elbow move. This one might be you, and also for you guys who get a little bit steep. If we throw it, we get steep, we have to save it, and we can sometimes have to lift in order to rectify it. So there's not really much good that comes from this right elbow move, the right elbow moving away from us, and that's what today's video is all about. So to start with, we're going to be looking at the setup. And a really common one, especially for you guys who might sit in an office all day and are there on a mouse, kind of writing an email, you look at what this trail arm, my right arm is doing here. My right arm is away from me and rotated outwards. Okay, so if I hold that exact same position, coming into a golf setup, as this right elbow is rotated out away from us, the way it's going to influence that right elbow moving the way down, even though the right elbow is actually already sat away from us, is it's going to be dragged in on the backswing, and then it's going to be thrown out during that movement on the way down, all due to this right elbow already sitting on top of the golf club. So point number one is the setup, and a really good way to go about this is to get set up to the golf ball as normal. Okay, relax your trail arm, your right arm, just brush the outside of your thigh, so the arm is now in front of you. Bring the right elbow into the body without pushing it in, just let it loosely touch, and then grip. You now see yourself in a position where the right elbow is much softer, the shoulder and the scapula set in place really well, and we just generally have really good connection through the upper half of the body and the arm at setup. We're not so out of the way trying to write an email on a Friday morning. So brush in, right. That right arm now is in a really good place. Number two, and we're going to break this down to two separate keys that you can then blend into one move, is how we start the backswing. Well, when we start the backswing, again, we don't want to see this right elbow move away from us in the setup. And it's good for us to just understand how this bottom section of the arm generally wants to work in the golf swing anyway. If you were to put your left hand just above your, or at the bottom of your trail bicep and kind of make a move, you'll see how the bottom half of that arm is rotating. It's rotating to a point where it kind of has no more limit. It's not going to come out away from us like that. So that's how we like the arm to work in the start of the golf swing before we then move up to a little bit more of extension. And a good way to kind of keep that right elbow in after we've got our setup is just to feel like we're using the hands and arms just to set the golf club a little bit better. You see how my right elbow is staying in, the golf club is being set kind of straight away. I'm in a position now where I've got a good solid setup to help the right elbow. Because we set the golf club much earlier with the hands and wrists, that right elbow is staying in much better. And all I really need to do now is just make a turn of the shoulders and hit, which takes us to the second part. And this again is a very common amateur move that we'll see, especially for you guys who want to throw it over the top, not just because of the right elbow, but in general, with the right elbow just catalyzing things further. And that is when, from this part of the golf swing to the top, you guys want to lift the shoulders to the top. Instead of keeping your tilt and making a good solid turn, you want to lift up as a way to free yourself up to complete the golf swing, and then we can get into a little bit of bother that way. So two phases. Can you understand, once you've got the setup, what it's like to now set the golf club? Now can I set the golf club with the hands and wrists? Just understand all we need to do here to the top is just to turn the shoulders, and I'm done. And the golf club will just naturally slot into place from there. If I get here and then I lift, I'm going to struggle. And a really good way to start here is to get yourself set up, okay? Set the golf club into that position, and then think about turning and hitting some. What does that feel like? Got my setup, I've set it, a few freezers, turn and hit, and then build that up into one full swing. So I understand that what it's like to set this right shoulder, the scap and the shoulder is in a really good place. Now if I kind of set, turn that lift in and go, that's a really good solid golf swing. This right elbow is going to stay nice and tight, nice and solid, no over the top stuff, and it'll be in a really good place from there. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop me a comment in the comment section down below, or drop me a follow on my socials. For any online or in-person coaching, give me a follow on the SKILLEST app, search David Atkins, drop me a message on there. But until next time, we'll catch you on the next one.